2003, Nigeria adopted the Child Rights Act to domesticate the Convention on the Rights of the Child. The act, which was officially passed into law by former President Olusegun Obasanjo, was meant to protect Nigerian children from sexual violence, exploitative labor, early marriage, as well as punishment for adult parties involved in the act. Despite this law in place, child marriage has continued to grow in all parts of Nigeria. A recent survey carried out by the Center for Women's Health and Information with the support of Rise Up, an initiative of the Public Health Institute of the Johns Hopkins University, USA, showed that the practice was increasing in Agege and Idiaraba communities in Lagos State.
On the average, we have four to five marriages being conducted in the communities, and these are girls 13 years, 14 years that need to contribute to the development of Nigeria. And so we have the child right law in Lagos State, but domesticating it is not enough. What are they doing to ensure adherence?
In my community, it happens, and it's not the first time, and it has been happening for years. The causes, like you asked, majorly has to do with poverty. Not all the parents want their child to go into early marriage, but many of them cannot sponsor that girl child to further education. And due to that, instead of the girl to be staying at home, they prefer marrying her out. And this action has shattered most of the dreams these girls are having.
Beyond the health implication of child marriage, it has been identified as a security threat and a reason for increasing rate of poverty.
Because when you get a child to marry, a child that has not gone to school, a child that has not learned to trade, and the only thing that she's contributing to the economy is giving birth to children that she cannot even take care of. And so you see them, and at a young age, they keep giving birth. So you see by the time she's like 35, 40, she already has tons of children. She will have like 12 children that she cannot take care of. You see them on the street begging. And these are the children that they will go to the street, they'll begin to pick up social vices. If we look at one of the things that have fueled insurgency in the north and suicide bombing, it can be associated with child marriage. Because when you have children that are just out there and they're not being well taken care of, they don't go to school, they don't have anything to look forward to, then they can be picked and be used against the nation.
Truth is, if a child who is supposed to be catered for is also now catering for another child, you know the implication of that. It means that someone who is not able to fend for herself is now taking responsibility by having to cater for a baby. So it's like an infant, a young girl catering for an infant. So it's a baby who is trying to nurture a baby, essentially, because they are not even psychologically, they are not ripe enough. And so how then would they be able to cope with the challenges that comes with taking care of children? The men need to wake up. Let's not hide under the disguise of the religion to perpetrate, I see it as evil. Because if it happened to be your own child, would you be willing to give out to your child at a tender age of 13, 14 or 15 years to another man?
About social workers in the schools. So they are classmates, children, they talk with their mates. So they tell them something is happening in my home. Oh, my parents want to give me into marriage. You don't need to say more than that. We have educated the children. When you hear these things, call your counselor, call social worker in the school, tell them, then immediately we'll be swung into action.
Child marriage, according to UNICEF, is the marriage of a girl or a boy before the age of 18. A criminal act, experts say, must be put to a stop by enforcing punitive measures against offenders.